Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins have made a move that raised some eyebrows, but maybe not for the reasons many fans expected. With speculation swirling about the team adding a big-name veteran cornerback to bolster a banged-up secondary, Miami instead turned to a familiar face, one that hasn't donned a Dolphins jersey in nearly 6 years. Enter Cornell Armstrong, the 8-year NFL veteran who was originally drafted by the Dolphins in the 6th round of the 2018 NFL Draft. While his name might not send shockwaves through the fanbase or immediately shift the team's Super Bowl odds, there's a certain poetic nature to this move. Armstrong played in 15 games for Miami during his rookie year, tallying 8 total tackles before being waived in 2019, and now, in a full-circle moment that only football seems to write so perfectly, he's back where his NFL journey first began. But the question remains, what exactly does this signing mean for the Dolphins? Let's be honest, this move wasn't made to make headlines. It's not about selling jerseys or sending shockwaves through the AFC East. It's a depth play, a strategic insurance policy in response to a brutal twist of fate. Just a day before Armstrong's signing, the Dolphins received crushing news. Cornerback Artie Burns suffered an ACL tear during training camp. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Burns was in the mix, competing fiercely for a potential starting job, and his loss is not just a hit to the roster, but to the team's overall competition level in the secondary. So Miami pivoted quickly, not to a flashy name, but to someone who knows the grind, knows the league, and more importantly, knows the Dolphins organization. Armstrong isn't being brought in to start. Let's get that out of the way, but his experience and versatility might just help Miami in special teams and provide that veteran voice in the locker room. Armstrong's path in the NFL has been anything but linear. After his initial stint in Miami, his career became a journey across multiple teams and practice squads. He made stops in Houston, Atlanta, and most recently, Las Vegas. His most notable action came in 2022 with the Atlanta Falcons, where he appeared in 9 games. Earning for starts, he managed to rack up 33 total tackles and broke up 7 passes, a respectable contribution for someone thrown into a secondary mid-season. That year showed he still had gas in the tank, but injuries and roster shuffling pushed him back onto practice squads. In 2023, he spent time with the Raiders, though he never saw the field in the regular season and was ultimately waived prior to the start of 2024. It's easy to dismiss a player like Armstrong because of his journeyman status, but make no mistake, staying in the league for 8 years takes resilience, professionalism, and grit, traits the Dolphins may be looking to inject into their young cornerback room. Let's talk about that room. Right now, the Dolphins are loaded with unproven yet intriguing talent at cornerback. Guys like Storm Duck, Cam Smith, and Kendall Sheffield are all in the mix, each bringing a different skill set to the table. Cam Smith, in particular, is expected to take a significant step forward after showing flashes of potential in limited action last year. Then there's Storm Duck, a player whose name alone garners attention, but who also showed solid instincts in college. Kendall Sheffield brings speed and versatility, often used as a depth piece across the secondary. So where does Armstrong fit in all this? Most likely as a special teams contributor and veteran presence during camp. He'll have to climb a steep depth chart to make the 53-man roster, and truthfully, it would be a surprise if he did. But training camp is long, injuries happen, and sometimes the players you least expect wind up making critical contributions by season's end. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel has never been shy about competition. When asked about the idea of adding a veteran cornerback before Wednesday's practice, McDaniel didn't slam the door shut. In fact, he welcomed the idea. "We're not closing the door on anything," he said. "There are multiple players we talk about each and every day. Also very excited with some guys who have a lot to prove and are excited about the opportunity." That quote says a lot. It's McDaniel's way of saying, yes, we know we need depth, but we also want to see who's ready to step up. It's a balance, trusting your young guys while keeping the door open for reinforcements. The Armstrong signing represents the lower end of that reinforcement spectrum, a low-risk move that adds a veteran to the mix without disrupting the developmental arc of the team's younger corners. There's also something to be said for familiarity. Armstrong knows the building. He knows what it's like to play in Miami, deal with the heat, grind through training camp, and be part of the Dolphins culture. That may not seem like a big deal, but in the NFL, where scheme familiarity and locker room cohesion can make or break a player's chance to stick, it's an edge. Coaches don't have to start from scratch with Armstrong. He understands NFL defenses, can contribute on special teams, and can serve as a mentor, especially during the grind of training camp. For younger players like Smith and Duck, having someone like Armstrong in the room could provide a calming, veteran presence. He's seen it all: the cut days, the practice squad roller coasters, the road games, and even the moments where his NFL dream was hanging by a thread. Those are lessons that can't be taught in a playbook. Now, let's not forget the Dolphins are still in the hunt for a bigger fish at cornerback. According to reports, the team has a standing offer out to former Buffalo Bills cornerback Russell Douglas. Now that would be a headline. Douglas is a proven playmaker, someone who could step in and start right away if Miami lands him. The complexion of the secondary shifts dramatically. But in the meantime, the Armstrong signing feels like a placeholder, maybe even a safety net in case other options fall through. It's worth noting that Armstrong's deal isn't likely to be guaranteed or carry much financial weight, giving the Dolphins maximum flexibility to make a bigger move later. It's the type of low-commitment signing that savvy teams make all the time at a vet. See what he has left and make a more permanent decision as the preseason unfolds. For Armstrong, this is more than just a contract, it's a second chance. He's not just fighting for a spot on a roster. He's fighting to prove he still belongs in the league. Every snap in camp, every rep in drills, every moment in the film room matters now more than ever. It's been more than 2 years since he last played a regular season snap. And while his 2020 stint in Atlanta showed promise, that momentum has cooled. Now, with another opportunity in front of him, Armstrong has to rise above a wave of younger, faster, and potentially more athletic corners. But if experience counts for something, and it often does in the NFL, he may find a way to stick, especially if injuries continue to hit the secondary, or if special teams performance becomes a deciding factor come final roster cuts. In the grand scheme of things, Armstrong's signing may not move the needle for most fans, but that doesn't mean it's insignificant. Training camp is a marathon, not a sprint. Teams need bodies, leadership, and guys who understand the grind. Armstrong checks those boxes. He's not going to be CB1. He might not even make the final 53. But his presence in camp could elevate competition, push younger guys, and offer coaches a reliable fallback option in case the injury bug bites again. And who knows, stranger things have happened. The NFL is filled with stories of forgotten veterans seizing one last shot and turning it into a meaningful role. Maybe Armstrong adds his name to that list. For now, the Dolphins are giving him the platform, man. That's all a player like him needs. So as fans dissect every camp report, speculate on final rosters, and wait for bigger moves like the possible addition of Russell Douglas, it's worth keeping an eye on Armstrong. He's not the flashiest name, and he won't dominate headlines, but his story is quietly compelling. From 6th-round pick to journeyman, from Falcons contributor to Raiders cast-off, and now back to where it all began, his NFL journey is a testament to perseverance. The Dolphins didn't bring him in to save the defense. They brought him in to compete, to stabilize, and maybe, just maybe, surprise a few people along the way. In the world of pro football, where every rep is scrutinized and every snap is a chance to prove your worth, Armstrong's second stint in Miami is the kind of underdog story worth watching. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week? There's a buzz swirling around the NFL as whispers of a major move by the Miami Dolphins begin to gain traction, sending shockwaves through the league. According to the latest chatter from insiders and analysts who keep their ears to the ground, the Dolphins may have just pulled off a clever play to outsmart the Las Vegas Raiders in a surprising talent acquisition. The rumor mill is swirling that Miami has secured a deal for a tight end that could redefine their offensive arsenal, none other than Brock Bowers, one of the most promising tight end prospects to emerge recently. While nothing is officially confirmed yet, the talk is heating up as fans and commentators speculate on how this move might unfold and what it could mean for both teams. The idea that Miami managed to swoop in ahead of the Raiders, a team known for aggressive signings, adds a juicy twist to this developing story, making it a hot topic across social media and sports news platforms. What makes this rumored signing so tantalizing is Brock Bowers' reputation as a game-changing player. Scouts have raved about his combination of size, speed, and hands, qualities that make him a nightmare matchup for defenders. His college career was marked by clutch catches and consistent production, earning him the label of a generational talent at his position. If the Dolphins really did lock him in, this could signal a bold new chapter in their offensive strategy, especially given the team's recent struggles to find a reliable weapon in the passing game. The potential synergy between Bowers and Miami's quarterback could ignite an offensive explosion that turns the team into a legitimate contender. Meanwhile, Raiders fans are left wondering if they missed out on a key piece that could have elevated their squad, fueling debate about the front office's priorities and execution. Adding another layer to the intrigue is the timing of this alleged deal. The NFL offseason is a crucial period for teams to build momentum, and making a splash signing like Brock Bowers right now could serve as a statement of intent. From the Dolphins, it suggests they're not content to sit on the sidelines, but are aggressively pursuing the talent needed to compete at the highest level. The Raiders, on the other hand, might be reconsidering their approach after this potential setback, especially if the Dolphins' move pushes other free agents to follow suit and favor Miami's vision. Rumors also hint that the deal may have involved some clever maneuvering behind the scenes, possibly outbidding the Raiders or leveraging insider connections to finalize the contract. All this talk is fueling anticipation ahead of the official announcements and draft outcomes. One cannot ignore the ripple effects this move could have across the AFC East and the broader NFL landscape. The Dolphins have been steadily building a competitive roster, but have often lacked that one piece to push them over the edge. Brock Bowers, with his dynamic playmaking ability, could be exactly the catalyst they need. His presence would not only add firepower, but also command defensive attention, opening up opportunities for Miami's other offensive weapons. The Raiders, meanwhile, are facing questions about their ability to lock down top-tier talent in an increasingly competitive market. This rumor hints at a potential shift in power dynamics, with the Dolphins taking a step forward while the Raiders may have to regroup and adjust their plans. Speculation also surrounds how this signing might affect team chemistry and coaching strategies. Dolphins head coach and offensive coordinator have long been praised for their ability to adapt and maximize their players' strengths. Adding a talent like Brock Bowers could give them new play-calling flexibility, perhaps introducing innovative formations and schemes centered around the tight end's unique skill set. The Raiders' coaching staff, on the other hand, might find themselves scrambling to rework their offensive game plan. If they lose out on Bowers, this narrative paints a picture of two franchises at a crossroads, with the Dolphins looking like they just scored a major victory in the offseason chess match. The next few weeks will be critical as fans watch closely to see if this rumor solidifies into reality. The financial details of the deal are also a hot topic among insiders. While exact numbers haven't leaked, speculation suggests the Dolphins may have offered a competitive package that blends a lucrative signing bonus with performance incentives designed to maximize Bowers' potential impact. This approach not only protects the team financially, but also motivates the player to perform at his peak. The Raiders might have balked at such terms or been unable to match the offer, which adds a layer of drama to the saga. This financial maneuvering indicates the Dolphins' front office is savvy and willing to invest boldly to improve their roster, a message they hope will resonate with fans and potential future free agents alike. Meanwhile, social media is ablaze with fan reactions and hot takes on the possibility of Brock Bowers joining the Dolphins. Supporters are already dreaming of highlight reel catches and clutch plays that could shift the momentum of Miami's games. Analysts are debating how quickly Bowers could adapt to the NFL level and whether he can become a cornerstone player for Miami's offense. On the flip side, Raiders fans are expressing frustration and disappointment, with some questioning the team's ability to secure marquee signings going forward. This back and forth has created an electric atmosphere online, amplifying the rumor's reach and keeping it in the sports conversation day after day. In addition to the immediate excitement, this rumored signing could have long-term implications for draft strategy and roster construction. If the Dolphins successfully sign Brock Bowers, they may pivot their draft priorities, focusing on strengthening other positions of need rather than drafting another tight end. The Raiders, on the other hand, might need to double down on developing talent internally or exploring trade options to fill the void left by missing out on Bowers. This could set off a chain reaction affecting not just these two teams, but also others looking to capitalize on shifting market dynamics. The strategic chess game of the NFL offseason continues, with this rumor adding an intriguing new piece to the board. Finally, As the NFL world eagerly awaits official confirmation, this potential Brock Bowers signing is shaping up to be one of the most talked about off-season developments. The Dolphins' rumored maneuver shows a front office that's hungry and proactive, willing to disrupt expectations and take risks to build a winner. Whether this deal actually comes through or not, the story itself has already sparked meaningful debate and analysis. It's a reminder that in the NFL, the off-season is almost as thrilling as the regular season, packed with surprises and speculation that keep fans hooked. Keep your eyes peeled, because if this rumor turns out to be true, Miami just might have made one of the smartest moves in recent memory. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!